This is day 336. The problem is not the problem. Many people talk about their problem solving skills. I think having a person around who can solve problems and think through possible solutions is valuable. However, this is a common trait. We always think that we're exceptional at problem solving because we usually figure out something that others cannot. This naturally makes us think we are good at this sort of thinking. I think the reality is that most humans are good at solving a problem when they are presented with one. This seems to be the entire essence of humanity, being able to adapt to any given scenario and think our way through a challenge. As I've gotten older, I have realized that the unique talent is being able to find problems in the first place. That is a rare form of thinking and is infinitely more valuable than just problem-solving skills alone. As it turns out, the largest problem in problem solving is finding the problem in the first place. This will not make sense at first. You will naturally think that a problem should be easy to spot. It is the source of confusion, disruption, or bottleneck in a system or process. This may be true, but I have learned that any system created by humans will quickly resolve the obvious problems, leaving only the really challenging ones in the wake of progress. As the organization or process grows, these left behind problems become well hidden, obfuscated, and even protected in some cases. These problems become intrinsic, embedded, and increasingly difficult to diagnose. They are often attached to culture and key personnel and are most likely core functionality. No one stops to think that this cherished process may actually be the source of a significant problem, such as limiting the scale or growth of an organization. The metaphor I like to use for this is the object left nailed into or wrapped around a young tree. When I was young, there was a railroad spike nestled into a joint on a cottonwood tree at my grandparents' house. I think my uncle had built a tree house one day and was using metal nails for that. Each year when I would walk by this tree, I would see this railroad spike move upward and upward slowly as it was getting swallowed by the tree. I last remember seeing that spike 6 feet above my head and barely visible. Now it is completely gone. At one point, one of those limbs had to be cut off, and I often wonder if it was that spike that caused the problem, buried deep within the trunk of that limb as it had sprouted over 40 years ago. I have had the opportunity to work for 4 large-scale operations in my lifetime. In each situation, the operation had reached a growth-limiting issue that prevented any further acceleration. People have come to accept their current paradigm as the way things were. The status quo became a consideration of market or industry trends rather than what the organization might do to accelerate beyond their competition. Many people would share opinions as to the problem, but would rarely really identify a source that others would believe. Conversations would open with the exact phrase, "The problem is." It is amazing how many people in a large organization can have such strong opinions on what the problem is without ever really getting to the truth of the matter. As it turns out, identifying the real problem is something companies will spend a lot of money to understand. During my time in college and teaching computer science, I was exposed to a variety of problem-solving methods. Each one of these had methodologies around problem discovery because this concept of uncovering the real problem has become obvious to anyone in business or management consulting. One of my favorites was the Ishikawa visual tool called the fishbone diagram. This is one of many of the brilliant tools that Kaoru Ishikawa created. And this diagram allowed a team to resolve a core problem by investigating in a structured manner. He built an entire system around finding out the potential causes of a problem, organize it into categories such as people, process, equipment, materials, environment, measurements. This was my favorite, and I still use it occasionally, but there are many more. Root cause analysis, thinking or lean problem solving, and SWOT analysis are just a few of the ones I can remember from my laborious days reading through management consulting textbooks. The point is that identifying problems is quite a science and should not be treated lightly. Investigating and probing potential problems is a healthy part of an organization. We underestimate the person within an organization that are contrarian or always looking for the way things can break down. These are rare people, but highly valuable if they are used in a manner to troubleshoot, diagnose, and understand the real problems that are slowing down or preventing the success of an organization. In conclusion, while many of us pride ourselves on being strong problem solvers, The real value lies in our ability to uncover problems that truly matter. The art of problem discovery is an underrated skill, one that is far less common but infinitely more impactful. As organizations grow, the challenges they face become more complex and less obvious, often embedded in the very fabric of their operations. Recognizing these hidden issues requires not just analytical thinking, but a willingness to question the status quo and dig deeper into the roots of inefficiency. Those who possess this rare ability to find problems, to challenge accepted norms, and to bring to light the real causes of stagnation or decline are invaluable to any organization. As the fishbone diagram and other tools demonstrate, problem discovery is not just a skill, it is a structured, thoughtful process when done right can unlock untapped potential and drive meaningful change. The first step in solving any problem is knowing what the problem truly is.